Right here?
I just wonder, you guys have heard Halloween timelines all the time. So have so many.
I don't
The
understand.
Halloween movies, there's so many timelines, all the resets they've done, they like have to refer one off all the different timelines, other ones they're not at.
Oh.
I don't know if I have an answer for that.
So I guess it would be,
I don't know.
it would be 1 and 2 would be a timeline, right?
Yeah.
And then you've got 4, 5, and 6 were joined together.
Yeah.
And then what Resurrection and H2O and Resurrection were a pair, and then the 3 Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends.
I can't answer that. Like, I love the original Halloween. It's magic. It's really magic. That's a movie you throw on, you're like, there's just something in the can. So I'll say that one, fine. I'll commit.
I have to ask, how was Donald Pleasance to work with?
I barely met him.
Yeah.
He was on the set and I met him, but I didn't do any direct scenes with him.
Yeah. Like, I didn't know, like, was he was still on set when they brought you in? Because
Sorry, what?
he was still on set when they brought you in?
I met him.
Yeah.
I remember meeting him on the set, yeah. I guess.
Because I know George Wilbur was still on set, like you said.
Yeah. That was one of Paul Rudd's first movies too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I worked with him. He
Legend.
did well.
Yeah. Okay. Who else? Right here?
This is a question for all three of you guys. If you had any advice to give to anybody who wants to decide to get
That's a tough one.
Yeah, I think I just touched on what I said before, like, I don't know. This is such a weird thing to say, but like, to find where you fit inside the machine is a really big superpower. Like every place on a film set has so much value, and to know where you best fit for yourself and who you are is the best way to get into the industry. I hope that's not a really ridiculous answer. Yeah.
Back in the day, back 100 years ago when I was doing films, what you wanted to do back then was everybody said, just get your foot in the door. If you get a job as a grid, as a greensman, watering the plants on the lawn. I don't know what it's like now, but back then, that was, first of all, back when I was in, you had to live in Hollywood to make a living at it. Now they got studios everywhere.
Yeah.
So, you can live out on the East Coast, the West Coast, North Carolina, everywhere has a studio now. Back then, they were pretty much just all in the Hollywood area, back in the 70s, yeah. 70s and 80s.
It's true. There wasn't a lot of stuff in. There's an industry in New York. There was definitely an industry on the East Coast, but it was a lot smaller than out in Hollywood. And the industry also in the 70s and 80s was very, very different, because if somebody producer had 200 grand and a script, they could make a movie and it would play in a theater. There wasn't science. It wasn't as much science, bean counters, statistics, all that stuff going on. It was this very rugged thing. It's a little more difficult now, but I agree with Rohan that one of the things that's really important is to decide what you feel like you want to do for it, because it really is true. If you don't love it, you'll hate it, and even if you love it, you'll hate it. So
I'm getting that tattooed. That is amazing. Oh, you're so right. The thing is such a marathon. If you gotta love it.
it's like you have to be constantly like, okay, I gotta focus now. Okay, next problem, or whatever it is, or it was different, but it's not a bad idea. You can even do things like you could volunteer to do stuff on a student film just to start to feel it. you know, and start to think about what's attractive to you, or if you already feel like there's something that attracts you, focus on that, because there are small films being made, and plus the technology now, you know, I mean, if you want to be a writer or a director, just do it. You know, you got your phone, you know, you can just start to experiment with that. Seriously.
Make movies.
Seriously, just, you know, because there's a lot of self-starting involved. There's no two ways around it. And yeah, after a while, it sort of takes care of itself, you know, to a degree, but there's a lot of self-starting involved. So, you know, just thinking about where can I get a little experience, real, like, how does this feel to me? Does this feel like I can do this? And you can be an extra on something. You can, you know, just start to go, what is it like? What's a film set like? What's a production office like? Because that's what it is. You know, it's not the stuff on the, I mean, yeah, ultimately you're making the stuff on the screen, but it's the thing you live. You know, it kind of, you live it, you know, so it's just getting that experience. Get your feet wet.
Okay, right over here.
My question's for Rowan. This isn't necessarily horror related, but I was just curious. What was it like doing the Sabrina Carpenter movie?
That was like one of the coolest days ever. Those two are like, I mean, everybody already knows this song, you know. They're like two of the most talented people on earth right now, in my opinion. So that was a whole day of me just trying to stay out of the way and let them do what they're really, really good at. And just being like amazed, truly amazed. Yeah, that was like a big recalibration point in my life where I was like, oh my God, these girls are so good at what they do. Yeah, I gotta focus. Yeah, that was a great day.
You were awesome in it, and I saw you when I watched it, and I freaked out.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, who's got the last question? Okay, right here.
The question was for Rowan. What was it like? I know you filmed out in Newfoundland. What was it like being on the East Coast for so long? Did you miss the con at any point?
I absolutely did. For those of you that don't know, we're being asked a very Canadian question. I'm Canadian. There's a place called Newfoundland, Canada, where they do a tradition called the Screech-In, which is where you drink a shot of Screech and you kiss a cod, preferably not alive, and then you're an honorary Newfoundlander. Yeah, I spent 4 months out there. I got a show coming out, but it's sort of like Jaws, but with a giant squid instead. Josh Hartnett. It's going to be fun. One of the best 4 months of my life so far, I think. It was so cool to live out there. It's pretty rural and pretty fun, but I did kiss the cod. One too many times, might I add. One too many times.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please let's have a big round of applause for Lerner and Rohan Campbell.
I'm gonna pay for this. I'll pay for this. Okay, dogs was like $20. No.
Next up at 8 o'clock, we will have Ethan Embry and Ian Ulrich, the Scream duo, followed by the costume contest.